I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hi guys! Welcome. We are your Nailed It Season 4, Episode 2 after show. Super excited to get all into it today because it is everything 90s. Hilarious. We got Nicole and Poetic Justice braids. We making boombox. We doing everything fabulous in 90s. Before we get into it, though, I want to introduce you to our illustrious panel. We have a full panel today. First up is Eric Jewell. He describes himself as awful in the kitchen unless he's making banana bread. Welcome, Eric.
Hey, everybody. Glad to be here. Yeah, it's true. I can't cook anything in the kitchen. The only thing I can do is banana bread. Everyone who said it or who has had it says they love it. They've liked it so far. Hoping no one has lied to me about that.
Next up is K Satchell, who's a huge fan of Nailed It and guilty of many decorating and baking fails, self-described. I'm not trash talking these people. Welcome, Lisa K.
Hey, everybody. I love this episode. Love the 90s. I'm excited to talk about it.
Awesome. And then we have Alyse Acosta Milan, who's obsessed with baking shows and loves binge watching previous episodes of Nailed It. She's here with us today, so we're lucky.
Hey guys, I'm so excited to be on this panel. And I just love when Nicole always says, Wes. So I think that's obviously why.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I'm your moderator, Kay Montgomery. I'm a longtime home baker. Love to bake. I have a crazy sweet tooth, and I am a huge fan of Mr. Chocolate, aka Chef Jacque Torres. So let's get right into it. Everything 90s, we know from the opener, from the moment this thing opens, that it's going to be a little different. It opens like a 90s sitcom.
It was amazing.
It even has like a song and like a soundtrack and everything. Hilarious. So our guest judge is Fortune Feimster, who I recognize from the Minnie Kaling show. She's also a stand-up comedian, but she was hilarious on the Minnie Kaling show. And we have some pretty interesting amateur bakers. So what did you guys think about off the top, the whole 90s theme? We'll start with you, Alyse. What did you think about the 90s theme?
I loved it. I mean, I grew up in the 90s, not really showing my age, but kind of. So I love the fact that how they even started the episode where it was like, okay, this isn't the real Nailed It. They did something different. I loved it that they're changing things up this season. I love the fact that they were wearing kind of like different outfits. So I was excited to see what they would have to bake, but then I was also kind of a little bit nervous. So I was kind of hoping they would bring like a Saved by the Bell cake or something out like that, but it was pretty cool. I really liked it. I think that they should do the decades more often.
Yeah, that's a good idea if they did decade themes, huh? What did you think about it when you first saw it, Lisa, the idea of 90s?
I thought it was so fun. First of all, obsessed with Nicole's hair. They did that. I love that. And her outfit. I love how they dressed her specifically with the episode, but Jacque kind of just, stays in his chef uniform. But like, I love when they switch her up with it. I think that's a great idea, Lisa, to just have a bunch of different decades. That'd be super dope. I love that idea.
I did. I mean, when I saw her Poetic Justice braids, I was like, oh my gosh, her braids are so cute. Yeah, so
living. Loved it.
So we get intro to our amateur bakers. David, who says he learned how to bake from his mom. Crystal, who can bake but says she can't really decorate. And then Wendy, who has a new little baby and is also a news anchor by trade. So straight out of the gate, did you guys have any favorites? What would you say, Eric?
Straight off, I love when people say that they think they're good at baking but not decorating, because I'm like, okay, so you think you have at least 50% of the skills here. Let's see if the other 50% happen and if you're actually good with the 50%. It always makes me laugh when they're like, oh yeah, I can do at least half of this. And I was like, cool, we got 50% more to prove. Let's go, guys.
Can you? Yeah. So did you guys have any favorites out of the gate? Alyse?
I mean, not really out of the gate. You kind of like them more as it goes on. I was still stuck on the fact that Fortune came on the show as a guest judge to eat good cake. And I'm thinking, girl, if you not watch the show before this, you're not going to get good cake. You're going to get cake, but it's probably not going to be great.
When she said that, she was like, I came for good cake. I was like, girl, what show?
Exactly.
And one of Nicole's comments at the end was like, your cake was edible. I was just like,
facts.
It's like, so we're just going with edible as the standard.
That is the standard. So Baker's Choice first round are these ice cream cake boom boxes. I'm just gonna tell you, when I saw that, I was like, that is a second round finale dessert. I was like, there's no way these people gonna be able to make
That's not even a second round. That's like you've been baking for 10 years.
I was like, these cakes about to be leaking all over the place. So I was shocked. I was shocked at the quality of cakes that we got. I thought it was going to be really hard and complex, which it was, especially because they had to make the cake and make the ice cream.
Oh, I figured they would give him at least one. I figured they would give him at least either I figured they'd have the ice cream made for them at least. And when they said you have to make both, I was like, oh, this just got much harder than I was anticipating for all of them. And just them having even just the handle on top of the boombox, I was like, I wouldn't know how to make that stand. I was like, I would lose right there immediately. There's no way I'm winning this.
David's was like a ribbon. I was like, what? But like you said, I can't judge because like I have no idea how you would make that. Yeah. So David's thing is like he sings in the kitchen. Nicole eventually says to him, don't you regret telling us that you know how to sing? Because they like made him sing everything. But I felt like it was entertaining for me.
Oh, yeah.
It was really funny. Wendy's big faux pas was that she used vanilla cake instead of chocolate. And at the end, she said, I wanted to go for a surprise. What did you guys think about that?
I thought it was just like follow instructions. That's the first level of competition for this. It's like the first mind gap that people always miss. It's just following instructions. There's a cake mix right there. They told you how to make it. Just make the cake. No need for a surprise. Like, so that's what I thought.
Yeah,
right like, when you see them doing it, you're like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Yeah.
I'm already surprised if you're able to make something edible at the beginning. So I was like, you don't have to throw an extra surprise in there later with a flavor that they're going to have to guess or just doing a different flavor than they originally asked for.
Right. Like, what are you doing?
To remember, they're under a time constraint. So when you're running around the kitchen and you have no idea how to make something, let alone an ice cream boombox cake, it's kind of like you're frazzled. So you're going to forget stuff like the butter, maybe chocolate to vanilla, maybe the fondant, things like that. So I kind of give them a little bit of a break there because I know I would probably be the same way and probably make strawberry instead of chocolate cake or something like that.
I know that their like recipe is up on the screen, on an iPad tablet. I would definitely I would be like, I need my recipe printed out because I would then be checking as I go to make sure that I'm doing, what I'm supposed to be doing. I can't believe that they also had to like make their create the ice cream flavor as if like they didn't have enough to do. I was like, whoa, they all seemed like they were having fun with that huge, like giant cryogenic, I don't know what that thing was to make the ice cream.
Liquid nitrogen.
Yeah, for the liquid nitrogen.
Liquid nitrogen. There you go. So we have a bit of a flub because there is a problem with the blast chiller.
Because he broke it? Yeah.
That was crazy.
I felt so bad because it was really hard to open. You could see they were struggling to open it. Yeah, but when the part on the bottom fell off, I was like, oh, that cannot be good. What did Nicole say to him?
Sure, it's $13,000.
That's what it was.
You needed to win the money, so at least only have to pay them $3,000.
Yeah. And then didn't Crystal like open the door into David's head as well?
After that, yeah.
I was like, this is a bad corner to be in, guys. I was like, Whitney has the right idea, staying far away from the two of you.
Yeah. Whitney. Sorry, I was calling her Whitney. So when David's making his cake, they notice that he hasn't primed the pan, like he hasn't greased it or floured it or whatever. And then you just know you're watching a train wreck. You're like, there's no way those cakes are coming out.
No. Yeah, my favorite
that is the number one mistake.
Yeah, my favorite is anytime they don't grease the pan and they get just the rim of the cake and you can still see the middle just attached to the pan. I'm like, you can try and fill that in, but you know it's just going to collapse on yourself later. It's just not going to work.
And the like main part of your challenge is you're making a boom box. So the integrity of that shape is super important. So you know it's going to be a failure. You know
if you don't have a good rectangle, you're done.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. Okay, so it sticks in the pan. He's trying to get it out. They break the blast chiller. There's just all kinds of stuff going on. But we get to the judging part. Okay. David's up first. I actually thought it was pretty good. They said that his ice cream was good tasting. I was surprised that his boombox was like together. Like he did a really good job with the fondant. Yeah.
Although Nicole did say that it looked like it melted in like 90-degree weather, which I have to agree. It kind of looked a little bit like, but he did a pretty good job. I was surprised.
It was leaning to one side.
Yeah, but when you can cover the whole thing in fondant, I was like, okay, like the colors match up. It looks kind of believable.
Yeah, he did a good job.
So Whitney's came out. I had no idea why she added green. Like her original boombox had no green in it. So I was like, where is that?
You gotta make it your own.
The only thing I can think was what Alyse said when it's like you're panicking and it's just like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? Like all that.
Just throwing things together.
Throwing it together.
They were throwing a lot together in this first challenge.
So it came out pretty good, I thought. It wasn't awful. And then Crystal was kind of smushed, but she apparently had a spicy cake and spicy ice cream. That didn't sound too good to me, but I guess it was cinnamon, like a cinnamon spice.
She went with her flavor though. They told her it was supposed to be cinnamon raisin, so she like followed directions. So I didn't
realize it was supposed to be cinnamon raisin. Oh, that sounds gross. Well,
I would not want a cinnamon like flavored ice cream. No, that's not a sweet flavor that you want from ice cream.
Yeah, that's supposed to be a bagel.
Yeah.
But of course, Lisa Kay loved it because she's a woman that says your first step is to follow directions. So that makes sense.
Yes.
So she's winning with you. Okay, so Crystal won the boombox challenge. And
she won a boombox.
They bring out a boombox.
That was amazing.
Did they get it? It looked like it's in mint condition.
Yeah. That was a working boombox.
On Amazon nowadays.
It was a working boombox, I feel like. So the second round is the Fly 1990s cake with Funfetti, which is like so 90s, the Funfetti. The dial-up button that you get to hit to pause time and make them have like the dance contest or whatever was really funny.
That was great.
Amazing.
Yeah. So what did you guys think about some of those moves?
I found it hysterical.
I didn't know half of those moves. I was kind of like looking to see if they knew what they were. I knew maybe like 2 out of the 6 or whatever it was. So I was like, I need to do my research on dancing.
Yeah. I just love that Nicole was like, all right, Crystal, you can stop. We just want to see Whitney doing the rest of these dances. And I was like, all right, Crystal's just chilling, just waiting to get back to baking now. Like,
Whitney was going
to be out of breath.
She was having a great time. It was very cute. You could tell she was like, oh, I can dance this. I was like, oh, that's so fun.
She was having so much fun. I agree. It was fun to see her dance. Roger Rabbit, voguing, Kid and Play. I know all of those dances. I'm like, yes, yeah. Robot was so funny.
And can I point out that I don't know if like, some of the listeners or the watchers right now, they might be too young for this, but for AOL back in the day, I remember having to connect to the internet and you heard that like boing, boing that they played on the show. And that brought me back to my childhood because I remember my sister and I, we would fight over who could like go on the internet and then you have to log into AOL and it would be that little music. And they brought it on the show and I was like, this is fantastic. Like, I love that they did this.
Yep. And while you're on the internet, like people couldn't call you if they called.
Exactly.
That noise, whatever that weird noise. So they're building these cakes. Crystal turned her whole cake green. So she decided to make it mint flavor and grated like peppermint or into the cake. What were you guys' thoughts in the whole cake in the whole cake creation? Wendy, David forgot 2 of his cakes. He had the wrong number of cakes. What were you guys' thoughts on the whole cake process?
I love when people don't properly count how many layers that they need for each tier. So I'm just like, they're like, yeah, all right, so we just need 2 cakes. And I was like, no, you need 4. You have half of what you need right now. This is not going to work out for you. And then they always realize it with 30 minutes left. And I was like, you can't go back. It's like, you need your cake to be delicious. Like, I want this to happen for you. I'm so sorry.
Fortune wanted this to happen for them because she wanted some good cake.
Yeah, Fortune's never coming back. She was just sorely disappointed in that cake. So the thing that killed me was that Wendy made a bubblegum cake. Have you guys ever tasted a bubblegum flavor cake before?
No,
I don't think I want to.
Yeah, I'm not willing to try that.
Lisa Kay said I don't want to. Yeah, I was
Nope.
like,
I'm good.
Not willing to try that one.
why did she? I don't
In
even know.
In their defense, Jacque was like, yeah, put a little 90s flavor surprise in there. So that's when we got the peppermint and like everything. But we were not destined to do well from the start. When he said that, I was like, oh no.
It's like, Jacque, you don't know what you're asking for right now. You don't know how badly people can fail at this.
Exactly.
The flavor twist.
Yes, you can't be like flavor twist and surprise me. Like it's going to end poorly.
Yeah.
Well, Jacque said that he liked Crystal's flavor in her cake. All of her items that she made, like the Teen Beat magazine, the scrunchie, they were all like bigger than the actual cake because she was one of the people that made like the teeny tiny cake, which I thought was hilarious. Were you guys surprised by the winner, or what were some of your thoughts on the final?
I wasn't too surprised that Whitney did what the best part of it was when they were like, are those chicken tenders? I was like, yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. But now I was not really surprised when Whitney won. No. I thought she just seemed more collected when making everything than the other two. So I was like, okay, this is probably going to lean in your favor right here.
What did you think, Lisa Kay?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I definitely think that it was a mixed bag. Usually it's like someone wins the first round and then they're probably going to win the second round. But this time there was no telling. So I think Whitney did her thing. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And that's how it is. Like what you said, Lisa, with when you wear the golden hat, I think there's a lot of pressure. You're like, okay, I nailed round 1. I'm going to kill it in round 2. And some people win both rounds. Some people only win like the first and then not the second. So it's anybody's game at any point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that we have news from Lisa Kay today.
Yeah. So the producers of this show, the production company, Magical Elves, they have a new show coming out called Fresh Dress. They're going to be following around a designer and tailor named Fresh. And so if you like this show, I'm sure you'll like that one too. You should check it out.
Sounds awesome. And then Alysa has our special segment.
Yes, I'm going to do this really quick because we're running out of time. But for the special segment, I want to ask you guys if you could have anybody help you bake for 3 or 4 minutes besides Jacque, who would you bring with you? Like family member, friend, a famous baker?
I think Buddy from Cake Boss. Y'all know what I'm talking about? That show on Food Network.
I thought you were going to say Buddy the Elf.
That would be fun too.
And I was like, that would be an interesting choice too. Yeah.
Buddy the Elf, that would be awesome. I would bring my sister because she actually bakes for a living. She makes pie from scratch and it's amazing. So I would definitely bring my sister.
Yeah, I bring my friend Erin. Yeah, she's a pastry chef by herself. I was like, cool, you can handle this. I will sit here and help you however you need. Yeah, I was like, you tell me what I should be doing and then we'll kill it.
Awesome. That's so funny. So we'll close out now, but tell us where our super fans can find you guys. We'll start with Eric.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. You can find me and follow me on Twitter at EricJewell11. I'm going to be rewatching a bunch of these episodes later this week, so go ahead and tweet me about them. See you guys there.
Awesome. What about you, Lisa K?
Hey guys, you can find me at Lisa K Satchel on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
And then Alyse?
Thanks so much for watching, guys. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Alyse_Acosta. If you have tried some nailed it things that didn't really work out, send them to me. I want to see them.
And I'm your moderator, Kay Montgomery. You can follow me at Host K, that's HostKay on Instagram and Twitter. We're super excited that you guys were able to join us today. Here's a tip. Maybe check out Nicole Byer's podcast, Why Don't You Date Me? I know I will be checking that out soon. And we'll see you next time here on the Nailed It After Show. Thanks so much for joining us, guys.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.